见了，开心的快疯了，你从不计较，服务好的很荒谬，有你在重要，幸福的快炸掉，大声炫耀，要高峰，去天峰，要高峰 ，TFBO。开心的快疯了，你从不计较，服务好的很荒谬，有你在重要，幸福的快炸掉，大声炫耀，要高峰，去天峰，要高峰 ，TFBO。不见了，开心的快疯了，你从不计较，服务好的很荒谬，有你在重要，幸福的快炸掉，大声炫耀，要高峰，去天峰，要高峰 ，TFBO。
It's day 3 of action here at the Maba Stadium for the 2023 AsiaBasket Kuala Lumpur. Another quadruple header as we get over the hump. Our first game on our slate features the third floor, KALOSph Cooly. They're taking on the BGC Builders. Good afternoon. My name is Th3rd, alongside Coach Mark Dandan.
Yes, good afternoon to everyone watching at home, watching here in Malaysia. Very happy to be here with you, Stan. We have an exciting ball game here at our hands. Two teams looking for their first win.
That's right. First win. Of course, it's easier to break out of slumps like this when you're in a pocket tournament, a 10-day sprint, kind of like the AsiaBasket Kuala Lumpur. The third floor KALOSph Cooly, led by Gerald Anderson, who's making his way back to Malaysia after a quick trip back home to attend the Metro Manila Film Festival Awards. Meanwhile, the BGC Builders looking to bounce back off of yesterday's disappointing performance.
Yeah, BGC was competitive for 3 quarters, Stan. Fortunately for them, they ran out of gas against the very young Sun Beda Red Lions lineup. And for the third floor KALOSph, they're looking to redeem themselves up after coming up short against the MBC Kirin.
For our international audiences who are getting to know Gerald Anderson for the first time, he's actually one of the more popular actors back home in the Philippines. Has had a 15, 16-year run in showbiz, but in recent years, he's also been able to carve out a role for himself in one of our professional leagues called the MPBL, or the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. And it was quite the debut for Gerald Anderson, who scored 24 points in his first AsiaBasket contest.
Yeah, Gerald Anderson surprising everyone, including one Ben Ibrahim, showing his basketball prowess and showing the world that he's not only a great actor, but he's also a great basketball player.
We're going to get to know more about what happened in the first games for the third floor KALOSph Cooly as well as the BGC Builders in a bit. But first, a short break. We'll be back for more.
最快速的方式，快乐出手就得到，满满的安全感，幸福在转角。烦恼不见了，开心的快疯了，你从不计较，服务好的很荒谬，有你在重要，幸福的快炸掉，大声炫耀，要高峰，去前方，要高峰 ，TFBO。开心的快疯了，你从不计较，服务好的很荒谬，有你在重要，幸福的快炸掉，大声炫耀，要高峰，去前方，要高峰 ，TFBO。最快速的方式，快乐出手就得到，慢慢 不见了，开心的快疯了，你从不计较，服务好的很荒谬，有你在撑腰，幸福的快炸掉，大声炫耀，要高峰，去天峰，要高峰 ，TFBO。最快速的方式，快乐出手就得到，满满的安全感，幸福在转角。烦恼不见了，开心的快疯了，你从不计较，服务好的很荒谬，有你在撑腰，幸福的快炸掉，大声炫耀，要高峰，去天峰，要高峰 ，TFBO。
After commercial, go.
And now let's meet the players first. From the third floor, KALOSph Cooly. Number 3, Gerald Anderson. Number 6, Julie Portales. Number 8, Th3rd Samoa. Number 10, Jenmar Borges. Number 11, Harold Palan. Number 14, Irvin Mendoza. Number 15, Chester Sam Joseph. Number 16, Chris Flores. Number 17, Nano Martipai. Number 20, Channel Concordia. Number 24, Bruce Navarro. And number 29, Nani Stefana. Their head coach is Joseph Guillaume. And now let's meet the players of the BGC Builders. Number 0, Marvin Moraga. Number 2, Eric Rodriguez. Number 4, Sandy Sedlan. Number 6, J.R. Nawale. Number 8, Chino Humalos. Number 11, J.M. Gonzalez. Number 12, Remy Humphrey. Number 19, Patrick Cabajo. Number 20, Christian Bunya. Number 24, Mark Boligon. Number 25, Martin Bozo. And number 34, Josh Sese. Their head coach is Sherwin Santos. Our officials for this whole game, Ruchi Chang Yi Chuan. Umpire 1 is Go Kin Lim. And umpire 2 is Song Jia Chen.
Here we see the BGC Builders and the third floor KALOSph Cooly exchanging pre-game pleasantries. It's a sweltering day in Kuala Lumpur, just the right type of atmosphere for a heated matchup. Just to begin today's quadruple header. The BGC Builders in black taking on the third floor KALOSph Cooly in white. Minutes away from tip-off right here at the Maba Stadium. They call this the home of Malaysian basketball, also where the national teams on both the men's and women's side train and reside. It's the site of the AsiaBasket International Kuala Lumpur, where we'll be at until April 18. We're about to be joined by the third member of our broadcast team, Kimberly Mas. She's with Gerald Anderson of the third floor KALOSph Cooly.
Thank you, Stan. I'm here with Gerald Anderson, who just landed in Malaysia once again. Gerald, how are you feeling? You just landed from your flight. You think you're ready for this?
I feel good, ready. No choice. Kumbaga, wala tayong magagawa. So, ang pinaka-importante ngayon is the game.
All right, Gerald says that it's important that he has no choice, but he wants to be here right now, and he's very dedicated. You're actually very dedicated to the sport.
It's a love for the game. So, if you really love it, you'll find a way.
There you go. You heard it from Gerald himself, finding a way for the things he loves. Gerald, you are a successful actor. You're also a basketball player. That, on top of that, you are also a business owner. Can you tell me more about Third Floor? You're the man behind this.
Yeah. The Third Floor Gym is one of the main sponsors of the team, and we're representing my business. And it's just a gym in the Philippines where I'm every day trying to improve in my craft at the game of basketball.
Combining basketball and gym. Thank you so much, Gerald, and good luck to Third Floor. Back to you, Stan and Mark.
Thank you very much, Kim. As Gerald Anderson mentioned, the third floor, it's a fitness center that Gerald Anderson literally started in the third floor of his house, hence the name. He also considers it his own sanctuary. And that's the origin story of this club he's assembled for this AsiaBasket International Kuala Lumpur tournament. Let's look at the lineup right now for the third floor KALOSph Cooly. Their starting five, we'll get to know them in a bit. They're shooting not what they would have expected heading into this one, and they're hoping that they get hot early, establish momentum heading against the BGC Builders. Meanwhile, on the other side, the black shirts, the BGC Builders, they just played yesterday. Not enough time to rest and recover, especially after a performance like yesterday's, Coach Mark. Looking at the lineup right now for the BGC Builders, Th3rd, one of the highlights, one of the lone highlights from the BGC Builders in the previous game. He had 23 points, 16 rebounds, excellent shooting from the floor as well, 76% on 10 of 13 shots. But as always, when you've got a team with one dominant player, your job is to make sure that you're able to get everybody else involved, particularly one Patrick Abahug, who seemed conspicuously absent in terms of performance in that lineup. There was a look earlier at Sherwin Cantos, the head coach of the BGC Builders, as we send it over to Ken Pangilinan for the introduction of the starting lineups. there's a look at the starting lineup of the BGC Builders. Same lineup from yesterday, Kawaling and Doligon in the backcourt, alongside Bunyag, Gozum, and Sesay to round out the starting five. Meanwhile, for the third floor, KALOSph Cooly, Dexter Zamora, and Gerald Anderson in the backcourt. Chris Flores, Irvin Mendoza are the forwards, and Jumi Portales, the man in the middle, as we kick things off. Gerald Anderson on the left corner can't draw first blood here.
Yeah, we see our key player for the third floor pitch, Genmar Braga, is Mr. Pinoy Step. Let's see if he can step up and help out Gerald Anderson here this afternoon.
Patrick Abahug already in the game, making a surprise start for the BGC Builders.
Yep.
And Patrick Abahug already hitting his first three-pointer, so that should be something to watch in this game.
If you get Patrick Abahug going early in this game, he should be a big factor in leading BGC to a possible win.
2-zip right now. Patrick Abahug hoping to add to that total, which he does off that mid-range jumper.
Oh, Patrick Abahug cooking early, hitting his first two jumpers. That's a good sign if you're Coach Sherwin for BGC.
The thing with Patrick Abahug is that his calling card really is to put points on the board. That's something he's done in his career, which has lasted the better part of the last 2 decades.
Yeah, Patrick Abahug's always been known as a scorer wherever he goes, from the Philippines to around the Southeast Asia region. He is a known quantity, a bona fide bucket around the region.
It's the reason why his nickname is the Cebuano Sniper, hailing from Cebu. It's 4-0 right now, with 8:30 remaining here in the first. 6-0 rather, as Doligon puts another one in.
Excellent hustle there from Mark Doligon. Third floor Cooly PH, forgetting to block out underneath, giving up those second chance opportunities.
Third floor BGC, the third floor KALOSph Cooly looking to get things going here as Flores takes that shot and does not connect on anything.
BGC displaying another kind of zone. Yesterday, they were dropping to a 2-3. Now they're showing a 1-2-2, changing up the looks this afternoon against third floor.
And with the BGC Builders, we mentioned earlier that they were hoping to get more offense from Patrick Abahug, but so far Tosh Sesay hasn't really been involved in the offense.
Yeah, with Patrick Abahug going this early, they don't have to rely so much on Tosh Sesay, who kind of gassed out late in our game yesterday.
Chris Flores drilling that elbow jumper for the third floor KALOSph Cooly, and suddenly Sesay gets that outlet pass. He's down low, and the defense just no match for the big man.
Again, Tosh Sesay proving too big for a smaller front line from third floor. Yesterday, he was matched up against Clifford Hopia and the rest of the San Beda front line, who was probably as tall as him. Right now, it's an obvious mismatch down low.
Gerald Anderson tried to get fancy with the ball handling. Unfortunately, turned it over, but Doligon on the other end is able to convert. That's 4 for him.
Quick start right now for BGC, going on an early run, thanks to the efforts of Mark Doligon, Tosh Sesay, and Patrick Abahug.
Score is 10-2, under 7 minutes remaining here in the first. Third floor KALOSph Cooly unable to get deep in the paint. That's why they're resorting to these long rangers. Thankfully, Chris Flores able to convert.
Our last game, third floor shot very poorly from the three-point line. Now Chris Flores was inserted now into the starting lineup, hopefully to provide more shooting from the outside.
If you're Coach Joseph Guion, what are you looking to build on from the opening night's performance?
Now their press defense was excellent from the previous game. They generated 31 turnovers against MBC Kirin. They're looking to do the same thing here to BGC.
Nice swooping layup there for Irvin Mendoza, who reduces the deficit to 3.
Quick transition attack right there for third floor. Something they have to do more often to counter this much bigger lineup by BGC.
14 on the shot clock here for the BGC Builders. Christian Bunyag bothered by Irvin Mendoza on D.
Now, Bunyag not really known for his post moves. He's more of a drop pass kind of guy.
That's a three-pointer, and that's good for Zamora. We're all tied at 10.
Dexter Zamora got off to a quick start in their first game, scoring 8 points in the first quarter, but kind of trailed off towards the middle of the game.
Here's Mark Doligon using that Tosh Sesay pick, but he turns it over, and Gerald Anderson's all alone. Quick timeout here. Coach Sherwin Cantos doesn't like how the third floor KALOSph Cooly's built momentum. We'll be right back. Welcome back to our coverage of the 2023 AsiaBasket Kuala Lumpur. We're almost midway through the first quarter as we get to the keys of the game for the BGC Builders.
Something they did very well in the first game was dominate the paint. They scored 60 points in the paint. Fortunately, though, countered by their horrible three-point shooting stand. They only shot 3 of 22 three-point field goals from their first game.
And now, third floor looking to press BGC and confuse them by defending all 94 feet. As that three-pointer's way off, taken in by Anderson.
And that's what you want to do when you're pressing, is making the opponent rush and take a bad shot.
Zamora floater's no good. Scramble for the loose ball ends with BGC, and Kabahug's off to the races here.
Excellent transition defense from BGC. Patrick Kabahug kind of missing from action right now after hitting his first 2 shots.
Tosh Sese getting the double team, but Gozum tries to float over. Sese loses the offensive rebound.
There's a big battle going on underneath in the paint stand. The smaller front line of third floor really going to war with Tosh Sese and the rest of the BGC Builders front line.
Moraga and Gonzalez check in for the BGC Builders.
No, Stan, sorry to cut you off right there, but Stan, both teams looking to get their first win. The big difference here, especially in a short tournament like this, is how you turn around from a loss on your opening game.
And I guess for third floor, it's really about making the most out of the bench activity, and that's what Genmar Bragais hope to do, scoring his first bucket off the bench there.
No, excellent performance from their first game for Genmar Bragais, coming off the bench, leading the team in scoring off the bench. Something he wants to emulate here this afternoon.
Right now, though, Mark Doligon drawing that foul, sending himself to the line.
Mark Doligon in his first game started pretty well, scored an early 11 points, but much like Tosh Sese, disappeared during the fourth quarter of the game against San Beda.
He had 17 points in that game against the San Beda Red Lions, and that game yesterday was actually pretty competitive until we hit the second half.
Now, San Beda started hitting those threes against the BGC zone. Fortunately for them, they weren't able to counter with their own shooting. Again, shooting very poorly from the three-point land.
Third floor running some action from outside the three-point line as Gerald Anderson takes and makes that three-pointer.
Gerald Anderson, congratulations, Gerald, for winning a Best Actor award.
He was actually one of the nominees in the Metro Manila Film Festival, which happened over the Christmas break, but the award season only happening the other day over in the Philippines, as third floor is running, hoping to build on this 6-point lead. Nice layup there for Irvin Mendoza, who extends the lead to 8.
Excellent transition defense right there, transition offense, from third floor. Something BGC was very poor at, transition defense.
Meanwhile, Mark Doligon beginning to heat up here for the BGC Builders. He's got 7.
Mark Doligon, a walking mismatch right now. He's too big for the third floor guards, too quick also for their bigs.
12 on the shot clock here for the third floor, which so far in their possessions, they've really been maximizing their shot clocks.
They've been very patient. Coach Joseph's offense is very patient, looking for the best possible shots.
On the other hand, BGC looking to run each time up and down the floor. Mark Doligon, that fancy layup doesn't cash in.
A little bit out of control as we see Gerald Anderson stroking another three-point shot.
Gerald Anderson turning automatic from distance. The question is, how much can he sustain it and for how long?
An early 8 points now for Gerald. He led his team in scoring during the first game. Can he do it again this afternoon?
Tosh Sese down low, only his second bucket.
You see a flopping call right there. Not the best move against Tosh Sese.
And that only got them a warning from the officials. Our officials tend to be a little bit more understanding here in this part of the world as Anderson takes another one. That's his third three-pointer. He's got 11.
Gerald Anderson cooking with hot grease early in this game, already with 11 points, Stan.
On opening day, Shaq Alanis shocked everyone by scoring 30 points in a half. Let's see if Gerald Anderson can give Alanis a run for his money. Meanwhile, Sasay cuts the BGC deficit to 8.
A quick answer right there from Tosh Sasay. But every counter they have right now, 3rd floor has an answer.
Gonzalez tried to pilfer that away from Bragais earlier. And now we've got a bunch of substitutions. Vanguardia and Lepalam, along with Zamora, they're all checking in for 3rd floor. Meanwhile, Mark Doligon takes a seat.
Jared Anderson taking a seat also after scoring an early 11 points.
Well deserved.
Well deserved. But we have to see who's going to support him scoring-wise. Will it be Janmar Bragais or Dexter Zamora?
11 on the shot clock here for the 3rd floor. They've been hot from distance, 5 for 7. Make that 5 for 8 from beyond the 3-point arc.
It's something they need to do very well against this bigger BGC team. Obviously, they're having a hard time getting into the paint.
Trying to throw it down low to Sasay, no good. And 3rd floor is running. Sasay all the way back, not to be found on defense. But that outlet pass finds Sasay. Almost had his way with the defender there.
No. Coach Joseph countering height with height, putting in Ladis Lepalam, who's 6'9", giving Toshise a little more trouble down in the paint.
Less than a minute to go here in the first quarter as 3rd floor keeps going back to that 3-point shot. That's their 6th already.
Off to a quick start for 3rd floor. We'll see if they can sustain this hot shooting for all 4 quarters this afternoon.
They're 6 for 9 from downtown here. 37 seconds remaining in the first. Moraga trying to split the defense, finds Gozum. Thought he could fool the defender with a pump fake, instead earns himself a trip to the free throw line.
Excellent footwork right there for Gozum stepping through. So you see on this replay, utilizing that shot fake and his footwork to get to the line.
You know, when we first saw Martin Gozum take the court here at the Maba Stadium, Coach Mark, you mentioned the mustache and how it just fascinated you so much. But now that I've had a better look at Martin Gozum, he actually reminds me now of a younger Robert Bolick, one of the up-and-coming young players in the Philippines.
It's a stout comparison, Stan, comparing Martin Gozum to one Robert Bolick.
Only with the mustache.
Only with the mustache.
Yes.
But again, Martin Gozum also can score the ball. Also playing the same position as Robert Bolick, manning the point guard spot.
5-second differential here between shot clock and game clock. 3rd floor looking to maximize this. And they're going back to the well with the 3-pointers. That one no good. Can't cash in on the second chance. 3rd chance though, hoping that is the charm. Bragais going to the line for 2.
Bragais playing like he's 6'8" underneath, Stan. Going to war against the bigger guys of BGC. Hustling for that offensive rebound, earning himself a trip to the line.
Genmar Bragais from Hacienda Dolores in Porac, Pampanga isn't even 6 feet tall, but he sure plays like he's among the big men on the floor.
Now, he's battling right there, showing the rest of us that height doesn't matter if you got a lot of fight in you.
Bragais drilling his free throws right there. Less than 5 to go. Moraga to Eric Hernandez for 3. No! And that's going to do it for the first quarter. 3rd floor up by 11, 30-19. We'll be right back with the second quarter right here at the Maba Stadium. Welcome back to our coverage of the 2023 Asia Basket Kuala Lumpur. Stan C and Coach Mark Dandan on the call. Kimberly Mas roaming the sidelines. And Kim actually has an update on some missing players from the BGC Builders end. Kim?
Here's a scoop from Coach Sherwin of BGC Builders before the games. Unfortunately, Gino Humawas will not be playing the game today as he is injured. He hyperextended his knee in the previous game that he played.
Thank you very much, Kim. You really hate to hear when players get injured, especially in these very short tournaments where there's not a lot of playing time to go around to begin with.
Yeah, and you're lacking depth at that position. And you're relying on a guy like Gian Jumawas to really handle the guard spots. It's a tough loss for BGC.
Three-pointer there for BGC, cutting the deficit to 8. Meanwhile, the third floor going inside. Ladis Lepalam right there with a nice hook.
That's a throwback move right there from Ladis Lepalam with a running hook. Kind of like Kareem right there.
Patrick Kabahug, no good on his first attempt here in the second, and they're going back to Kabahug. Down to 8. That floater from Kawaling doesn't find anything but the hands of Patrick Kabahug, who puts it in.
Patrick Kabahug started early in their first quarter, scoring his first 2 buckets. Just now scoring again. They're looking to more for him to score a lot more than that.
That's another long jumper for third floor, but Navalon couldn't find iron.
If you coach Joseph, that's not the guy you want taking that kind of shot right there.
Quick steal for Lepalam. Really active hands so far in the second as Bragais tried to use the backboard.
Bragais, too creative right
Quick
there for
steal
someone good.
for third floor. They've got numbers. Yes, it's a 10-point lead for the third floor. Lepalam with the deflection there. Not the type of activity you'd expect for a 6'9" big here in the Philippines.
Yeah, he's shown us that he's a lot more mobile than he looks, Stan. Also, he's gotten a lot stronger. Last time I saw Ladis Lepalam, he was reed thin. Obviously, he was a lot younger back then. Now he's really grown into his body.
Kabahug trying to fight for the offensive rebound, and he willingly admits it's going to go the other way.
Everybody's scrapping for a loose ball right there. You can hear Coach Joseph begging his guys to block out and rebound.
14-second shot clock here for the BGC Builders. And there's another foul that's going to go against Navalon.
When you're blocking out, Stan, you don't really have to hold the guy that you're blocking out. All you have to really do is create contact and hold your position. You'll be fine. No need to grab anyone like that.
Quick substitution here. Sarah Joseph coming in for Navalon.
We have a lot of throwback looks today, Stan. You've got guys in headbands and guys with armbands like Patrick Kabahug right here.
And Kabahug just drills that three-pointer. He's got 9 now. 34-27, that's the score. A little under 2 minutes having elapsed here in the second quarter as Bragais tried to isolate his man there. Thought better of it. Third floor still can't penetrate inside the shaded area. Down to the last 2 seconds. Third floor keeping possession. They've got 1.7 to make something happen.
Excellent defense on the perimeter by BGC, keeping in step with the third floor guards, denying any kind of penetration.
And Coach Joseph Guion calls timeout. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back to our coverage of the 2023 Asia Basket Kuala Lumpur. third floor's got 1.7 seconds in this possession. Interesting to see where they go, and well, they turn it over.
Actually, a good decoy play right there for Coach Joseph. Unfortunately, the veterans of BGC read right through that.
I've got to ask you, Coach Mark, in your experience, what do ATOs or after timeout plays look here back home in the Philippines?
Oh, it's nothing too fancy, Stan. No. Obviously, your goal is to create an open shot with time running out. You just have to be really creative and throw a lot of decoy screens.
JR Kawaling missing on that one. Bragais, like we said earlier, playing like a big, now running all the way to the other end. Can't finish though, and that's something that Bragais probably has to work on.
Bragais has been struggling from the field. He's been missing a lot of layups. Very uncharacteristic for a guy named Mr. Pinoy Step.
Tell us about that Pinoy Step moniker, because I've seen some videos, but for the benefit of our international audiences, it's probably their first time to hear that moniker.
You know, allegedly, Yanmar Bragais calls himself the originator of what we call the Pinoy Step. He says he was the first one to do that. I'm not sure that if that's 100% true, but we'll take his word for it.
And the Pinoy Step, an allusion to the Euro Step, which is a move that's been popularized over the last 2 decades over the international basketball scene as the third floor turns it over.
Poor turnover right there from the third floor. Again, giving up open opportunities.
Patrick Abahub finding himself wide open in the corner. Senyal with the offensive rebound. Nice no-look pass inside from Kawaling, and Kabahu just tricking the defenders. Gerald Anderson knows he's got the advantage here, takes it up. Floater bounces off the back of the rim. He's got the offensive rebound, and he just powers it in.
Oh, Gerald Anderson got some good time of rest. Early in the first quarter, looks very fresh to start the second.
And this is a guy who literally just got off the plane.
Yeah, it's no easy feat. Traveling back and forth from Manila, going straight to a ball game.
5 seconds to shoot here for BGC. Left corner three, still no good for Kawaling. Anderson with the outlet pass finds Zamora right there for the finish.
Again, poor transition defense from BGC. Something that really hurt them yesterday against San Beda.
That's 10 points for Dexter Zamora. He and Gerald Anderson, the only ones in double digits for the third floor, and actually this whole game.
No, we haven't seen a lot from Tosh Cisse. Hasn't been really involved in the BGC offense.
Kawaling getting trapped there. Looking for a mismatch, finds a turnover instead. 2-on-2 fast break opportunity. Zamora thinks better of it. Tries to trick his defender inside. Instead, free throws.
Zamora, very wily veteran now, drawing fouls from the younger opponents.
Dexter Zamora had 19 points in the opening matchup for the third floor against MBC Kirin.
Again, Dexter Zamora is another one of those guys who third floor and Coach Joseph will look to for scoring support for Gerald Anderson.
And Dexter Zamora was a college star back in the Philippines. Played under head coach Bonitan for Lyceum, which is the same school that Mike Zuzu went to. Mike Zuzu of Shawarma Shack. Went down with a left ACL tear sometime in May 2015, which forced him to sit out an entire NCAA season. And admittedly, in the Philippines, these ACL tears, these knee injuries, they either tear your career apart or just leave you a shell of yourself. And I'm not exactly sure how recovery in the Philippines is from injuries like this, especially in this day and age.
Unfortunately, right now, we have, I guess, better medical technology in terms of recovery for all those players. But anytime you miss that kind of time from your own career, really derails any progress you've made. Personal progress you've made.
Hard to say, pushing his totals to 8 there. 11-point game with third floor still in the lead. Gerald Anderson trying to find himself open in the left corner. He loves that shot, and for good reason.
Gerald Anderson still carrying over from his first game now with 16 points just in the first half stand. Can we see 30 again?
That's 4 for 5 from downtown for Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson doesn't need the matrix to show his goods. Showing everyone that he's not only a great actor, a great businessman, an absolute baller as well.
Quick subs here. Seta Joseph takes a seat. Chris Flores back on the floor for the third floor. 6 seconds to shoot. Gozon throws it up. Bunyag cleans it up. Nope. Can't do the work of the custodian there.
Third floor doing a great job blocking out. We saw 3 guys blocking out Christian Bunyag. Fortunately for them, they get the possession.
Zamora at the controls here. Back to Anderson, back to Zamora, looking for that pick. Gerald Anderson going back to that left corner, and it's astounding to me that BGC hasn't been defending that left corner as they try to finish this fast break. Gozum gets a three-point play opportunity.
Great job by Martin Gozum trailing the play. Despite the miss on the fast break, he was right there to pick up the pieces. And one for Martin Gozum.
Martin Gozum, an alumnus of Fatima. I believe it's OLFU, Our Lady of Fatima University back in the Philippines.
One of those underrated college programs we have back home, Stan.
He also spent some time in the NCAA as a member of the Jose Rizal University Heavy Bombers before transferring to OLFU some years ago. Gerald Anderson just stopping and popping right there. I was about to pop for that three-pointer.
So heat check right there for Mr. Anderson.
And Doligon just throws it out of bounds, way beyond Christian Bunyag's reach.
Now, Christian Bunyag might be 6'7", but I don't think even Yao Ming could have reached that pass from Mark Doligon.
11-point game here for the third floor. Undersized, but definitely defeating BGC in terms of shooting. And right on cue, Gerald Anderson from distance again.
Like he said, Stan, Gerald Anderson making a living out of that corner three, something BGC hasn't been able to defend.
They're up 14, third floor still running. Chris Flores from the elbow. And the hot shooting hasn't really been contagious for the rest of the third floor.
If you have a hot hand like Gerald Anderson, Chris Flores should be looking for his hot hand right there.
Mark Doligon with that layup earlier in the previous possession. He's got 9. Lead is back down to 12 for the third floor.
Portales with the great hesitation move. He looked like he was going to hand the ball off to his teammate, suddenly turning the corner, catching Christian Bunyag. Surprised. Nothing left to do but to foul him right there.
Jumi Portales at the line here. Starting big man for the third floor. He played for the Jose Rizal University Heavy Bombers as well in the city of Mandaluyong back in the Philippines.
Portales really showing his toughness. Undersized center. He usually plays the 4 spot back home for his Diliman College squad. Right now, with the lack of height for this third floor team, he has to man up, play the 5 spot.
And that full court press taken advantage of by BGC. Doligon had an easy deuce there.
An easy pass, forward pass right there for Mark Doligon. The press not really working this afternoon as good as when he played NBC Kirin.
BGC not going back to Anderson just yet. Trying to see if they can get everyone going. 5 seconds to shoot here for the white shirts. And that floater, no good for Flores.
Flores has been throwing bricks. The reverse Gerald Anderson right now for third floor.
I wouldn't even call it the inverse because he hasn't really been attempting those 3-pointers. Christian Bunyag down low. Too easy. And Coach Joseph Guion calling for timeout right there. 2:14 remaining here at the half. We'll be right back. minutes and 14 seconds left here in the first half. First game of our quadruple header featuring the third floor, KALOSph Cooly in white and the BGC Builders in black. Both teams looking for their first win here in the 2023 AsiaBasket Kuala Lumpur. Stancy alongside Coach Mark Dandan calling the action. That's another three for third floor. Still hasn't caught the bug from Gerald Anderson. Chris Flores with another brick. And BGC is running. They're going back to Doligon who loses it. Gerald's picked it up. Anderson's got numbers to say the only defender, and they just toyed with the man.
Excellent lob pass right there. I think Tosh thought Gerald Anderson was going to pull up from three. Didn't expect that pass.
Meanwhile, Christian Bunyag answers back for the BGC Builders. 9-point game here.
Well, we see the BGC Builders now involving their front line more often right now. Scoring in the paint, and Flores cannot buy a bucket right now.
That was a gimme right there.
I think it's all in his head. I think he needs some Gatorade. We see someone down on the floor. I think this is Chris Flores taking a...
Must have taken a wayward elbow from Christian Bunyag.
Oh yeah, looks like he took a rolling elbow to the face.
Minute 21 remaining here at the half. BGC ball, Gozom on the inbounds.
Now, despite the hot shooting of third floor Stan, we see that Cisse and Bunyag have been establishing themselves in the paint. As you see, Remy Huntley during the three. He's a known shooter, Stan. Philo-Canadian, played for Enderon College, transferred to UE and then Arellano. Has been around. It's a great shooter in my opinion.
Yeah, Kareem Huntley immediately coming off the bench and drilling that three. It's getting closer now. It's a 6-point game and Doligon wants to change that, but Bunyag wasn't able to get that. He was asking for a pass up top from Doligon.
Yeah, we know we teach young players whenever there's a running big and he's as big as Christian Bunyag, just need to lob it up. He's 6'8", 6'7", being guarded by somebody obviously smaller than him. It's an easier pass to take rather than passing it below his knees.
Less than a minute here in the second quarter as Gerald Anderson looking to drive now. Takes a shot from the elbow. Can't.
Looks like Gerald was cooled off after that monstrous three-point barrage early in this quarter.
Gerald Anderson still leading all scorers with 19. And the defense of third floor leading to that Chris Flores layup. Shot clock's been turned off. Last possession of the half. BGC wants to capitalize. They give it to Remy Huntley. And now Doligon being trapped. 6 seconds to shoot and there's a foul.
It's a foul to give right there for third floor. Coach Joseph trying to prevent any easy baskets right now towards the end of the quarter.
And that's only the third team foul for the third floor. 6.3 remaining.
They just have to be careful about fouling here. You don't want to foul a jump shooter.
Doligon takes that jumper way off. Third floor has time. Fragais throws it up. That could have gone in had he gotten lucky. We're going to go take our halftime break here. 8-point lead for the third floor KALOSph Cooly, 51-43 against the BGC Builders. We'll be back.
快速的方式，快乐出手就得到，满满的安全感，幸福在转角。烦恼不见了，开心的快疯了，你从不计较，服务好的很荒谬，有你在重要，幸福的快杀掉，大声炫耀，要高峰，去天峰，要高峰 ，TFBO。
It's Kimberly Mass here with Mommy Vanjie, mom of Gerald Anderson. Now, Mommy, what's it like being the mom of Gerald Anderson?
Very proud. I'm very proud mom of Gerald Anderson.
He's also actively pursuing his basketball career.
Can you repeat your question?
He's also actively pursuing his basketball career despite being a successful actor.
Yes, I'm very proud of Gerald playing here in Malaysia.
Mommy also mentioned to me earlier that it was not just basketball that Gerald likes. He also liked another sport before.
Yes, when he's young in General Santos City, we own a basketball court for my Gerald.
So you made a basketball court for Gerald, just for Gerald, or does he have brothers who love it?
He has a brother, Kenneth Anderson, too, but he's a director right now in New York.
So, Mommy, I believe you're sporting a Anderson jersey. Can you show the audience can you turn around and show them? There you go. There you go. Let's show them. There. Anderson jacket by Mommy Vanjie. So, Mommy, is there anything you want to tell Gerald before the second half starts?
Well, son, just take care and be strong. Don't be afraid to fight with your enemy here. I want you to play hard, honey, for Philippines.
Thank you so much, Mommy Vanjie. Back to you, Stan and Mark.
Thank you very much, Kim. A feisty message there from Mommy Vanjie, the mother of Gerald Anderson. Certainly proud of her son's performance, both in the world of acting and on the court. At the half, our score is 51-43. Stancy and Coach Mark Dandan on the call. We'll be right back as we break down the stats of the half. At the half, it's 51-43, third floor, KALOSph Cooly. up by 8 against the BGC Builders. What stood out to you in the first half, Coach Mark?
But definitely it was the outside shooting of third floor KALOSph Cooly. They shot 50%, led by Gerald Anderson, who shot 5 of 7 from the three-point line for 19 points. And they're also doing a great job despite the rebounding advantage going to BGC 26-20. Third floor's been keeping it close rebounding-wise. That's why they have this lead right now.
What do the BGC Builders have to do to get an edge over the third floor here in the third quarter?
Oh, number one, they have to involve their bigs more, Tosh Cisse and Christian Bunyag. They have an obvious advantage in the paint, as well as having Patrick Cabahog be a little more consistent. I know he has 9 points right now to lead BGC, but those 9 points coming early in the first quarter and early in the second. We haven't seen him finish a quarter so far.
Looking at the scoring leaders here for third floor, Gerald Anderson with a game-high 19. Dexter Zamora with 12. Chris Flores with 7. Meanwhile, for BGC, Mark Doligon's got 11. Patrick Cabahug with 9. And Tosh Cisse with 8.
You know, Stan, coming into the second half, we'd love to see BGC really get the ball going through Tosh Cisse, as we see our Filipino fans having fun right here in Maba Stadium.
Yeah, they've been a fixture over the last couple of days, really representing our kababayans, or in English, our countrymen, cheering for every Filipino team that's playing. And of the 10 teams here in the AsiaBasket Kuala Lumpur, 7 of them are largely represented by Filipinos. And from those 10 teams, we're looking for a Final Four over the weekend. In white, one of our operations heads, our social media manager, Pat Edrozo. In black with the glasses, our videographer, Jim Del Mundo. In blue, Ken Pangilinan, our venue announcer. And seated in black, Jen Reyes, our in-house DJ. Coach Andre Santos in green. He's actually going to be on the call as well tomorrow. Just a few seconds away here from the start of the second half here at the Maba Stadium in Kuala Lumpur. No better way to get over the so-called midweek hump than to indulge in a quadruple header of basketball.
Sounds like a fun afternoon for everyone involved, Stan.
And the third quarter is officially underway. Gerald Anderson starting the quarter here for third floor, clearly not feeling the effects of the travel. And, you know, I have to hand it to him. It's really not easy to do what he does, where he's balancing all of his projects in showbiz, he's managing his business, and he finds time to live out his semi-pro or his professional dreams, however you want to call it.
You know, it takes a certain kind of man to really be able to balance those kinds of responsibilities. And Gerald Anderson obviously has the passion for basketball. That is why he's here representing the Philippines with his team, third floor KALOSph Cooly. Also giving opportunities for lesser-known products or lesser-known players like his teammates to have an avenue to showcase their skills.
Gerald Anderson drawing a foul right there, giving his team a 14-second shot clock. Flores on the inbound. Make that Zamora on the inbound.
A 5-second violation right there. I think third floor took a little too much time getting into formation for their baseline inbound play.
Third floor going back to that full court pressure D here. Doligon tried to take it all the way, forced to give it up to Cabahug for 3. Yes!
Again, Patrick Cabahug starting off early here in the third quarter. Let's see if he can sustain that and finish all these quarters strong.
51-46, make that 53-46 after that Portales layup.
Good interior passing by the third floor bigs. Big-to-big passing right there with Portales sneaking in the floater over Tosh Cisse.
Cisse still a non-factor here in the BGC Builders offense, which is quite strange considering the formidable advantage he has over third floor. Cabahug just throwing up a prayer left unanswered.
Cabahug running out of time there on the shot clock, forced with an awkward three-point shot.
And that one no good for Mendoza. Doligon deciding to take it slow though.
It's been very disorganized on both ends right now to start the second half. Looking to post up. Tosh, Sisay.
Sisay down low. Gets that to go, and he has a chance for a three-point play opportunity.
Every possession stand that's going to be there for BGC, especially if Tosh Sisay is being guarded by a smaller Portales or Flores. Obvious mismatch in the paint.
Tosh Sisay is the world import for the BGC Builders, hailing from Sierra Leone, but actually has made a career for himself in Philippine basketball.
Known in the Visayas and Mindanao regions, Tosh Sisay, an excellent acquisition for BGC.
5 seconds on the shot clock for the third floor. Free throw line jumper is no good for Portales.
A bit too short on that jump shot by Portales. Sisay, bit sloppy right there.
Almost cuffed it up. Now Kabahu drives inside and draws a foul.
Messy start to the second half for both teams right now. Very disorganized on offense.
Let's take a look at that last call there.
Oh, it's a bad closeout, compounded by a reach and foul. Something you don't want to see if you're Coach Joseph Guion.
And I don't know what it is about today where everybody seems to be not necessarily at their A game as Kabahu throws it up.
It's been quite the hot day here in Kuala Lumpur, Stan. I think everybody's feeling the effects.
It's pretty relatable. That's a three-pointer for Flores. Bounces off the rim and out.
Flores really struggling from the floor, but hasn't hampered his confidence. Obviously, still chucking up those shots.
Mark Doligon getting that deflected off of him.
Quick hands right there from Chris Flores, making up for that missed shot. Getting stopped with Mark Doligon.
Let's take a look at that again. Mark Doligon trying to drive inside, and Flores just slapping it away, and it hit his thigh. A bit of confusion here. Both sides asking if they could challenge the call, but based on our tournament rules, you can only challenge to upgrade or downgrade a foul, and there was no foul called.
Referees are going to confer. Can you review that?
A video challenge has been requested by the BGC Builders on that last out-of-bounds play.
And it looks like the BGC Builders are successfully getting to challenge that last out-of-bounds play. So now we've got the instant replay system, or the IRS, for our officials to review. Whatever you're seeing on your screen is exactly what our officials are reviewing as well.
Here you see a better angle of that, Stan. Who it went off last.
And based on that slow-mo review, it looked like it did bounce off of Doligon's knee.
Again, great hands by Chris Flores, stripping the ball away from Mark Doligon. Not an easy thing to do with Mark Doligon, who's a bit like a linebacker.
Upon another look, there's actually dissenting opinions here, right, from our officials, even our table officials. And upon review, it's still BGC ball.
It looks like it didn't go off Doligon's leg. Apparently, just a clean strip from Chris Flores.
Good break here and good instincts as well from BGC's coaching staff to challenge that. And that pays off right there off the Doligon three.
Doligon saying, ball don't lie, Stan. Ball don't lie.
We've got ourselves a 2-point game here really early into the second half.
The pace has considerably slowed down in favor of BGC and their veterans.
And Gerald Anderson and the rest of third floor just surprised them heading into this one. But somehow BGC has found their stride. They got that last call to go for them. Doligon hit that three, and suddenly they've got momentum on their side.
Sisay with a high-low. Great pass by Patrick Kabahu down low.
And we're all tied at 53. Not even halfway through the third quarter. If I'm Gerald Anderson, I want to go back to where I was shooting earlier, that corner three. Anderson, quick moment of freedom to take a three, no good.
We'll see how sustainable that offense was from the first half for third floor. They shot 50% from the three-point line, 8 of 16. Let's see if it holds up in the second half.
8 seconds here for BGC. Th3rd trying to manhandle the defense, but Gerald Anderson trying to steal that away, getting called for the foul.
Coach Joseph Guion arguing that it was a clean swipe by Gerald Anderson, and we'll see in this replay if he has a case for that. Still called the foul on Gerald Anderson, but just a baseline inbound for BGC.
14 seconds on the shot clock here for BGC. Moraga and Gonzalez have checked in. They're going back to Kabahug to Boligon. That three's no good for Doligon. Third chance here for BGC, and this time it connects.
Taking the lead now. And it's been vital that Tosh Sisay has been imposing his will in the paint, getting rebounds and scoring. It's been a problem now for third floor to counter that.
First basket, first points of the tournament for Marvin Moraga, who hails from the city of Chicago. Portales trying to outwit Sisay there, but that's a 3-second violation. Camp too long down low.
The offense for third floor right now, too stagnant, relying too much on one-on-one plays. Zamora right there trying to take Doligon off the dribble. You see in the replay, Portales just 1 foot in the paint, forgetting he only had 3 seconds to stay there.
Mendoza's in for Portales for the white shirts. And as we approach the midway point of the third quarter, BGC has scored 9 compared to only 2. BGC scored 11 compared to only 2 from the third floor.
Now with the pace slowing down, favoring BGC, sweet Patrick Kabahug nailing another 3. It's been dictated by BGC, which favors this bunch of veterans.
Kabahug's got 15 now as Anderson fades away. And that shot just going into obscurity.
Now forcing it a bit too much now. Gerald Anderson cooling off significantly from his hot first half.
6-point lead in favor of BGC, who seems to have owned this third quarter. Sisay calling for it inside. Yes.
And that's too small right there for Tosh Sisay, dominating the paint in this third quarter.
And just like that, BGC's got an 8-point lead. Coach Joseph Guion seen enough. Welcome back to the Mava Stadium, where the BGC Builders have gone on an 18-2 run to stun the third floor KALOSph Cooly.
Yeah, 18-2 run to start the second half, anchored by Tosh Sisay, Patrick Kabahug, and Mark Doligon, taking the reins for BGC.
I don't know what they did last night, but something must have worked.
They look more relaxed right now, Stan, compared to their first game.
And if BGC keeps this up, there's a happy ending at the end of the ball game.
Oh, most definitely, and everybody's going to have a good time because of a win.
Martin Gozum to Sasay now, getting double teamed. They already know Sasay is a threat down low, but Sasay cuts inside, couldn't nail it, but Bunyag is there to clean up the mess.
Bunyag now making an appearance, cleaning up that miss. But again, they're too slow going down in transition. Missing out on that fast break opportunity.
Vanguardia hitting that last layup for the 3rd floor. 8-point deficit here for the 3rd floor.
Now going back to the well for Toshisei. Early double team by 3rd floor.
Quick steal here for the white shirts. They've got a 3-on-1 advantage. Quick layup is good for Zamora. He's got 14.
That's what you want to see if you're Coach Joseph. Little more ball pressure to generate turnovers from their press.
And now the pace has really quickened as Christian Bunyag hits that quick layup.
Now with the press stand, it's important you do something what we call the back flow, wherein the guys from the backcourt have to sprint down to the weak side because that's going to happen. The weak side's going to be open.
Vanguardia trying his luck from distance. And somebody picked up. It's a 5-point game, and now BGC wants to talk things through. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Maba Stadium where things have picked up. 65-60, that's the score between the BGC Builders and the 3rd floor KALOSph Cooly. Coming up next, we've got more games on the slate. The College of St. Benilde Blazers will be taking on the MFT Fruitmasters. That is at 4 p.m. as Tosh Sisay hits another layup. He's got 16.
Tosh Sisay, just like a runaway train right there. Finishing with that soft touch.
Meanwhile, on the other end, 3rd floor hoping to capitalize on that little boost, and Chris Flores hitting that 3. It looks like finally they've caught the shooting bug, Coach Mark.
Definitely Gerald Anderson's going to need a little more help in terms of shooting that basketball. Chris Flores not lacking with confidence.
Mark Doligon missing that layup, but Christian Bunyag is there once again. Cleaning that offensive glass.
Yeah, that big front line stand. Still a big problem for 3rd floor KALOSph. Bunyag is taking advantage of a smaller front line. Too big, too good, too strong.
And Ladis Lepalam checking back in here. Much needed size for the 3rd floor. This is still a manageable deficit to overcome if you're Coach Joseph Guion and his squad.
Ladis Lepalam had a good first half, brought a lot of energy and defensive rebounding. Let's see if he can do it again because they really need an interior presence given how Sisay and Bunyag have impacted this 3rd quarter.
And that's something that 3rd floor is missing. They don't have a world import.
They're going to rely more now on their local bigs.
Meanwhile, Doligon picked it up, stripped the pockets of the 3rd floor. Gozum all alone. Can't hit from 3. Sisay offensive rebound. Extends the lead to 9.
Taking candy from a baby, Tosh Sisay just tapping the ball to himself. Nothing those smaller bigs for 3rd floor can do.
Tosh Sisay already with a double-double, 18 points and 10 boards. BGC doing a good job of keeping the 3rd floor out of the paint here. And that rebound goes off of Lepalam. It's BGC ball.
No, Stan, we haven't seen really the press of 3rd floor be as effective as it was against MBC Kirin, wherein they forced 31 turnovers despite losing that game. But right now, we see here Coach Joseph deploying his zone press, a 2-2-1. Let's see if they're successful.
And it looks like Huntley's got the advantage here. Hitting the side of the backboard, could not capitalize. Third floor's running, less than 2 minutes remaining here in the third. But a guy serving his options. And now they've settled into their half-court offense. But a guy is costly turnover.
Bragais really hasn't gotten on track today's game.
Good steal for him though. 2-on-1 fast break. Bragais takes it up himself. He's got 6.
So I say that, maybe that will get him going.
But look at Kabahug, Huntley, and Bunyag on the other end. Bunyag dropping it again. He's got 13. That's 4 BGC builders in double figures.
So Bunyag scoring 8 points here in the third quarter. Not the best look if you're third floor.
Meanwhile, Bragais on the other end. These guys are going back and forth. 7-point advantage here for BGC.
No, not a lot of defense being played in this quarter, Stan. Both teams content on exchanging buckets.
And Christian Bunyag gets one again. That's 10 for the quarter for the big man.
Bunyag and Sisay making their mark here in the third quarter. Scoring at will inside the paint.
14 on the shot clock. Mendoza can't connect from the foul line.
Sisay right now with a fantasy league stat line just in the third quarter, Stan.
Sisay going inside, and that one is good. Absorbing the contact, just laying it in and using the glass as your best friend.
Tosh Sisay right now saying, I got this, guys. Don't worry about it. We cool.
Sisay had 23 yesterday against San Beda. Right now, he's got 20, and we're not yet at the end of the third.
Kind of reverse of how he played yesterday. He started very well. He had 19 and 12 in the first half. Kind of floated off in the second half, but now trying to finish this game strong.
3-point play is good for Sisay, and BGC has scored double of what the third floor has scored here in this quarter, as Bragais can't finish that layup either.
Bragais asking the ref for a foul. He thought he got hit on the right arm, but unfortunately for him, it's a missed layup. Ball going back to BGC.
Shot clock's been turned off. 13.5 remaining here in the third. Gozum getting trapped. Here's Kabahug. You know what he wants to do. And he turns it over. No, it stays with BGC as Mendoza had the last touch there.
Now everybody got a bit confused right there. Who touched the ball last? The refs say it's BGC ball with 5 seconds left. Let's see what Coach Sherwin is drawing up right here for his last shot.
Kabahug got bailed out there actually because he had no one to pass to, and he was essentially running into a wall. 5 seconds to shoot here for BGC. Quick steal from Lepalam, and that's gonna go to the third floor.
Great stop right there for third floor. Trying to get one more shot. Hopefully finish this quarter strong.
Yeah, at the very least, they prevented BGC from punctuating this third quarter. Anderson, left corner 3. That one can't find the mark. And at the end of the third quarter, the BGC Builders are up by 12, 79-67. We'll be right back. quarter set to begin here at the Maba Stadium. At the half, the third floor, KALOSph Cooly seemed to have the BGC Builders number, and then the black shirts just ran over the third floor with a 36-16 quarter.
Yeah, you know, that was punctuated by the dominating game of Tosh Sisay. Right now, Tosh, he's working with a double-double already with 21 points. And I do believe double-figure rebounding as well with 12.
That's right, he's got 12 rebounds. We've actually got an update on Tosh Sisay off the BGC bench. Let's send it back over to the third member of our broadcast team, Kimberly Mass.
Thanks, Dan. Coach Sherwin says to Tosh Sisay to hold the ball, meaning to safely secure it in his hands first before he makes the shot. If not, this will actually give third floor the time to steal it. On the brighter side, though, Doligon gave Sisay a pat on the back during the huddle and assures him he's always covered.
Thank you very much, Kim. Mark Doligon really stepping it up, not just on the floor, but I guess as one of the vets here on this team.
Definitely Mark Doligon. He's been around. He's a veteran of the region. And for him to give Tosh Sisay a pat on the back just means a lot to a guy like Tosh. He's doing a great job right now in this game.
First free throw's good for Bragais, and that's the first point of the quarter for either side.
You know, Stan, the tough part now for third floor KALOSph Cooly, to initiate the comeback, they need to be generating some turnovers, which they haven't been able to do. BGC only has 12 turnovers in this game. At the same time, they're having a hard time rebounding. They're getting absolutely clobbered on the boards, 40-24 in favor of BGC.
You mentioned the word comeback, Coach, and in the Philippines, there's a popular commercial whose tagline was, "A setback is a setup for a comeback." Unfortunately for the third floor, they need more urgency in order to make that comeback.
Definitely, with Gerald Anderson suddenly going cold from the field. He's stuck at 19. Dexter Zamora only scoring 2 points in the third quarter. Someone has to step up scoring-wise for third floor.
Coach Sherwin Cantos bringing Doligon back in. And Rini Huntley taking that seat.
Coach Sherwin making sure to not give third floor any kind of momentum, bringing back one of his leading scorers.
9:09 remaining here in regulation. Third floor's only scored one so far. And they've got to take advantage of the BGC Builders not yet being able to draw any offense here in the quarter. As Senyal gets that defensive board.
Genmar Braga is really struggling. He's not looking to shoot off those screens, but really to take it to the hole where he's having a hard time. But as I say that, he strips Moraga clean, scores on the layup.
And BGC wants to stop the momentum before it gets out of hand. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be back with more. Remaining here, the BGC Builders still scoreless in the fourth quarter, but they're up 9, 79-70.
Third floor trying to make a comeback early in the fourth quarter, utilizing their press, trying to get BGC to get turnovers.
Sisay taking it strong to the rack, can't finish. And there's Gerald Anderson.
Excellent last line of defense right there for third floor.
That ball just bouncing off of Bragais. You would have expected more chemistry between Gerald Anderson and Genmar Bragais, who've played together in other leagues like Ball Out Hoops.
With Gerald Anderson and Genmar Bragais, I don't think Genmar Bragais is really looking to shoot from the outside. Bad spacing on that fast break attack.
And third floor going back to that full court pressure D. But now the defense. Oh, Sasay almost jammed it home. Bragais, though, just throw it up over the backboard, and that's going to go out of bounds.
Sisay almost caught a body right there. A highlight for the ages for AsiaBasket.
Let's take a look at that almost dunk from Tosh Sasay, which would have made the highlight reel. But now there's a technical foul on Coach Joseph Guion.
Coach Joseph not happy. He thought Bragais got fouled on that attack. That's why that shot went the way it did.
Patrick Abahug now at the line for the BGC Builders. And in a gym where there's a little bit more seats than people, these sounds, these comments, they're easier to hear for our officials.
Oh, most definitely. And Coach Joseph still giving it to the refs. He's been unhappy with the calls this afternoon.
Patrick Abahug no good on the free throw, but BGC's on offense. BGC tried to play keep away, but Gerald Anderson stepped out of bounds.
The great adjustment right here by Coach Sherwin on their press break is putting Tosh Sisay right there in the middle. 6'8" target for their guards to pass to break that press.
And this five-man lineup for BGC has been their most successful one right now. So they've got Kabahug, Gozum, Doligon, Bunyag, and Sasay. And they just went for Sasay. Careless outlet from the inbounds.
A Hail Mary pass.
Which they didn't need, as Anderson misses another corner three.
It's not just been there the second half for Jared Anderson. He's missed all his shots. He's not getting any good looks.
Could be a case of fatigue, could be a case of the shooting streak just not being sustainable.
Maybe the trip is finally taking a toll on Jared Anderson.
Or it could be the defense because they've been playing full court press. Sasay with a jam!
Tosh Sasay, welcome to the highlight reel, my friend.
Just
catching a
slamming it
body.
home. But on the other end, Vanguardia for three, decreasing the deficit to 8.
Quick answer right there.
And you know Sasay wants to do it again. This time, though, just goes in for a layup. He's going to go to the line.
Again, I have to commend Coach Sherwin for what he's doing against the third floor press right here. Having Tosh Sisay as the gut man receiving that forward pass. You see the replay. Jumison Portales, welcome to the highlight reel.
I mean, when you get posterized like that, I don't think it's much of a welcome. Sasay with a hang time.
Baptizing Portales right there. Tosh taking a breather. He's been running up and down the floor.
And Sasay no good on that free throw. 9-point lead here for the BGC Builders. Vanguardia back to Gerald for 3. Still can't get it to go. Second chance, also no good.
Still nothing right there for third floor. Any kind of bucket, it's not available. It's sold out.
Zamora takes that from Sasay. The white shirts are all alone and Portales finishes.
Now they're going to need more of that. Increasing the pace of this game is not going to favor BGC, and throwing the ball away like that won't really help.
It's a 5-point game. BGC uses their last timeout with 6:42 remaining. We'll be back for more. Welcome back to the Maba Stadium, where everyone here is trying to pick their jaws up off the floor after that ridiculous dunk from Tosh Sesay. And Genmar Bragay is trying to steal that from the builders. 3rd floor getting extra frisky here.
Now BGC right now, they are out of timeout, Stan. Coach Sherwin calling his last with over 6 minutes left. Very curious tactic from Coach Sherwin.
What does that tell you as a coach when you use your last timeout with more than 6 minutes remaining in the fourth?
Now, obviously, he's not very happy with how they managed that lead despite the momentum swinging their way.
Bunyag with the offensive rebound. Sesay calling for it for 3. Hits hard to the right. Bragais is leading the charge. Bragais with the rock inside.
Bragais finding the confidence, taking it straight to Tosh Sesay's mug and saying, "What's your height?"
Sesay down low. And the 3rd floor, they're on a 12-5 run here in the fourth.
Fueled by Genmar Bragais and their transition offense. You see Gerald Anderson, still nothing from the three-point line.
Can't knock it down. Gerald has a second chance here. Gerald through the trees to Vanguardia, kicking it back out. Good passing. Here's Bragais. Nice pump fake inside. Bragais with another chance. 3-point game.
Bragais with a nifty Pinoy step, fooling everyone. Just not able to make the shot. Sweet move by Genmar Bragais.
Quick substitutions here for Coach Joseph Guion. This is exactly what he wanted coming out of that quarter break.
As that Beyonce song says, they can't break his soul. Coach Joseph, unbreakable in this fourth quarter.
Sesay getting trapped, but the Ligon, he's got numbers to Bunyag. Pump fake, Bunyag's good. Doesn't make it. And now Gerald, he's gonna stop and pop. Still can't knock it down. Zamora wide open, 4-3. No good. 3rd floor unable to tie it right here. And Gozum says, slow it down. Relax.
Zamora and Anderson really struggling in the second half. Zamora just with 2 points and Anderson still with nothing.
Gerald scoreless here in the second half as Sesay gets trapped to Kabahuk. He's got 5 seconds. Kabahuk still misses. Tipped it to Bragais. Layup is good.
No, with
1 point game.
No more timeouts here for Coach Sherwin. No way to kill this momentum by 3rd floor.
Sesay wanted to bully his way inside. Can't get past Zamora, and Zamora hacks him.
It's the only way to stop Tosh Sesay when he puts that ball on the floor. All you can do is really foul him.
This game went from 0 to 100 in the last couple of quarters.
Oh, definitely, Stan. Especially now with no more timeouts for BGC. There's no way to stop momentum, no way to stop really the pace of this game, which has really picked up.
Shot clock's at 20 here. Sesay wants to take it himself to the rack. Sesay can't go. Bunyag, no good. 3rd floor can take the lead here. Outlet pass. That's good for Flores. 3rd floor in the lead. They're up by 1. 4:20 remaining. Bunyag down low. No, to Sesay. Sesay to Bunyag. That's good. Nice 2-man game there from Bunyag and Sesay.
Taking advantage of the lack of height for 3rd floor as we see a miss, point blank miss.
Frenetic action here from both squads. BGC up by 1. Doligon inside. Manages to draw a foul. And that's as much rest and planning time as BGC is going to get.
It's been very disorganized right now for BGC, living off mistakes of 3rd floor defensively. 3rd floor, some of the guys aren't even going down anymore. I guess a sign of a fatigue right there for BGC.
Mark Doligon at the line, no good on his first, and that's got to hurt if you're the BGC builders.
Doligon has been pretty quiet in this half. Started very well for BGC in the first half, but right now struggling to make a shot, even at the line.
0 for 2 on that trip for Doligon. 32-year-old from Quezon City. The guy is taking control now for third floor. That's going to go against Doligo, and that'll be number 2.
But the guys recognizing the mismatch right there, taking Doligo on one-on-one. See the replay right there, but guys, quick hesitation step right there, taking Doligo off the dribble.
Coach Joseph Guion calling timeout for the third floor. 3:43 remaining. We'll be right back. Welcome back to our coverage of the 2023 AsiaBasket Kuala Lumpur. Stan C and Coach Mark Dandan calling the action, and the second half has been quite testy on both ends.
No, if you've had a lot of coffee this afternoon, Stan, might not be the kind of game for you. Very, very tight right now.
Anderson, nice pass down low. That's a three-pointer for third floor. Still can't get it to go. Sisay just racking up those boards. That's number 14 for him.
Racking up those boards just like they're Skittles.
10 seconds on the shot clock as Bunyag drills it. He's got 19.
Front line has been the stabilizing point for BGC right now as third floor has been making their run. Bunyag and Sisay have been steady as a rock.
That's 45 points collectively for the two of them.
More than half their points coming from those two guys.
Gerald, floater, yes! First basket for Gerald Anderson since the first half ended.
What a time for Gerald Anderson to make his first bucket of the second
Anderson
half.
with the steal! Fast break opportunity for the third floor. Flores to Bragais, yes!
Genmar Bragais coming to life in this fourth quarter. Mr. Pinoy Step showing his worth.
And now third floor pressuring BGC, but Gozum zips it to Sisay.
Tosh Sisay proving that he is the foundation for BGC, and you cannot deny him, you cannot stop him. You can only pray that he misses a shot.
28 points and 14 boards for Sisay as Anderson misses another three. Sisay outlet to Bunyag. This tag team has been rocking it in the fourth.
Can we call them the natural disasters then?
That is quite a natural disaster for the third floor as we enter our last 2 minutes here.
Bunyag and Sisay absolutely killing it as a tag team right now, much like Brothers of Destruction in WWE style.
The question is which one of them will put the final nail in the coffin for the third floor. That one remains to be seen for as long as we're separated by 3 points or less. 11 on the shot clock here for BGC. There's Gerald, nice pass inside. And that's going to be free throws for Portales.
Excellent execution right there from the baseline out of bounds play. You see Gerald Anderson coming off an exit screen, curling, then dropping off to Portales, showing that he's not afraid to go up with Tosh Sisay.
And Gerald Anderson, a capable passer, he's got 5 assists in this one.
Now with Anderson drawing all the attention of the defense right there, recognizing who was the open teammate in Jumilson Portales.
He had 4 assists in their opening game as well, so that brings his total in the tournament so far to 9. As Portales reduces the deficit to 2. Still a 1-possession game here.
Showing the press still, is 3rd floor. Forcing BGC, but missed rotations on that press by 3rd floor.
And Gozum hits that bucket, extending the lead to 4. It's a 2-possession game. 3rd floor, they need to do something here as time winds down. 1:19 remaining in regulation. It's going to stay with 3rd floor. 10 seconds on the shot clock.
Excellent hands right there for Toshi Sei, despite the mismatch against Dexter Zamora. We'll see what Coach Joseph has drawn up here. First baseline out of bounds. Gerald Anderson. Watch out for that inbounder.
Last 6 seconds to shoot here for BGC. Right corner 3 for Vanguardia is good.
Big 3-point shot right there for Vanguardia, cutting the lead down to 1 with over a minute left.
He's got 11. Sesay out to Gozum. Defense not set. Back to Sesay in the post. And that's going to be a technical foul.
That's going to be costly for Coach Joseph and the rest of 3rd floor. Getting called for a technical foul with less than a minute left.
Technical foul on the 3rd floor, KALOSph Cooly head coach Joseph Leon for entering the court. Joseph Leon out of the playing court.
And that's the second tee for Coach Joseph Guion, and now he's been ejected from the court. Really unfortunate for 3rd floor. Just when things began to pick up, costly mistake for them, sending Martin Gozum to the line and possession to BGC.
It's a double KO for 3rd floor. Not only are they giving up a free throw for BGC, they also lose their head coach to a second technical foul.
Technical free throw, Martin Gozum.
And in this case, now that Joseph Guion's out of the playing court, Jalil Laidan has to step up. He's their assistant coach. Not a lot of experience in the pro ranks. He's more known for being part of Gerald Anderson's team, as in his management team.
We'll see what he can bring to the floor right now. Everybody needs to step up with the loss of Coach Joseph Guion.
14 seconds on the shot clock here for BGC.
Now, Stan, with the loss of your head coach, usually not only do the assistant coaches step up, but we see the team captains take control of the guys on the floor. We'll see if Gerald Anderson can take charge for his team.
And this is something I've observed from Anderson even in the previous game against MBC Kirin. Towards the 4th quarter of that game, he was being very vocal and encouraging towards his teammates, telling them not to give up. He was saying in Tagalog, "Wag tayong susuko, may oras pa. There's still time. Let's not give up just yet." And that's not good. That's an unsportsmanlike foul.
A couple of silly mistakes for 3rd floor here in the final minute of our game, Stan.
Some confusion as well for the 3rd floor on their end.
See on the replay right here. Not clear why that was a unsportsmanlike foul on Gilmore Bragais.
And now the assistant coach of the 3rd floor trying to sort it out with the officials. Bragais just frustrated right now. And look at Gerald on the corner of your screen, really trying to talk his teammates down.
Now they have to really push past this adversity right here. Losing their head coach now, being called for a sportsmanlike foul, which will lead for 2 shots and possession for BGC. I do believe, Stan, they might have called that when Bragais actually grabbed the jersey of the BGC player. So as far as I know, anytime you grab the jersey, that's an automatic and sportsmanlike foul.
The 3rd floor KALOSph Cooly is challenging the last foul ball.
And now the 3rd floor KALOSph Cooly challenging the call, which results in our officials reviewing that last call. And you can see it's on Genmar Bragais, number 10. And he's clearly grabbing Mark Doligon's jersey here, which was the reason for that call in the first place.
Well, if the referees really stick to the ruling, I do believe that should be an unsportsmanlike foul, and it's a quick review right here.
It looks like the call is upheld. And an unsuccessful challenge here for the 3rd floor.
That's sharp eyes by our referees today, Stan.
Doligon can't capitalize on that freebie. He has another one on the way.
That's already 2 missed free throws from the technical foul earlier, and now see Doligon can convert at least one.
Still can't convert.
But Doligon has missed 4 free throws in the last 2 minutes, Stan. Remember, he missed those 2 free throws when he got fouled earlier.
Unbelievable turn of events here for the 3rd floor. First, the ejection of Coach Joseph Guion, then the unsportsmanlike foul on Bragais, but 3 freebies from the BGC Builders, no good. Sasay taking it strong himself. Offensive rebound, still can't go. And finally, on the 3rd chance, puts the layup in.
Tosh Sasay, too big, too good, too strong.
Anderson gets blocked. And that ball goes out of bounds. It's BGC ball.
The 3rd floor is slowly starting to unravel here. A bad take. Gerald Anderson forcing the issue against 3 defenders. Vanguardia didn't actually have to save that ball because it was blocked by Tosh Sasay. All he had to do was to let it go out of bounds, and they would have still had possession.
That rejection, though, really emphatic from Sasay as Gozum almost got stripped. And it's going to be 3rd floor ball.
Quick hands from Gerald Anderson, tipping the ball off Martin Gozum's thigh, apparently. See in the replay right there, not clear on that angle, but the referees had a good angle here on the sideline.
14 on the shot clock here for the 3rd floor. Pick there from Portales. 6 seconds. Zamora has to move in the paint.
You don't need the 3, but that's
Flores
the
for
open one.
3. No, Sasay with a rebound. 17 seconds, shot clock's been turned off. And that's a foul. And if Doligon makes these free throws, that's going to do it.
If Doligon makes the free throws, he's missed 4 straight here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, free throw shooting not really the strong suit of the Builders. So far in this game, they've only made 7 of their 16.
Now going back to the last possession by 3rd floor, they didn't really need a 3-point shot because they would have still gotten the ball back even if they made a 2-pointer. Doligon finally making a free throw. Let's see, he can convert the last one to make it a 5-point lead for BGC and some breathing room with 16 seconds left.
Now a 2-possession game for the BGC Builders, barring a miracle or a barrage of 3-pointers in 16.1 seconds, then the BGC Builders could very well get their first win of this tournament.
Not if we see Tracy McGrady check in for 3rd floor.
Doligon at the line here. Finally goes for 2 for 2. And that's the last timeout for the 3rd floor. KALOSph Cooly will be back with the final 16.1 ticks. Game's about to end here at the Maba Stadium. 16.1 seconds remaining. The BGC Builders, despite all the missed free throws, found a way to drill those final two freebies at the end. Mark Doligon acting as a player coach for the BGC Builders, and it'll take some miraculous and ridiculous three-pointers from the third floor for them to retake the lead at this point of the game. But as Kevin Garnett once said, anything is possible.
Oh, that's true, Stan. Third floor doesn't really... They will need quick three right now. Any available three would be good like that with Gerald Anderson.
Vanguardia gets the offensive rebound. Time running out. Quick layup, still no good. And Portales with that last layup for the third floor.
They could opt to pass to Tosh Sisay and just foul Sisay, much like a hack-a-shack.
But there's not much time remaining. Doligon getting hacked there by Vanguardia.
Still glimmer of hope right here for third floor if Doligon misses both. But unfortunately for them, they don't have a timeout to really stop the clock, so they have to go quick with 4 seconds left.
Coming up next at 4 o'clock, you've got the MFT Fruit Masters taking on the College of St. Benilde Blazers. That's the second game of our quadruple header as Doligon misses another free throw.
Again, glimmer of hope right here. 4 seconds left. You'd want Tosh Sisay inside, trying to tap the rebounds at least to kill some time.
Rebound, third floor. They still have time. Half-court shot. Way off the mark, and that's going to do it. The BGC Builders win their first game of the tournament, 98-95. The third floor, KALOSph Cooly dropped to 0-2. Admirable effort from the third floor, but things just went south for them the moment Coach Joseph Guion got his second technical foul.
A lot of missed opportunities throughout the ball game, Stan, not just in the fourth quarter. The third floor, KALOSph Cooly, especially in the last minute, they kind of lost focus for a moment there, ultimately leading to this situation.
Genmar Bragay, solid effort for the third floor. He had 20 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 steals, really leading them throughout that drought from Gerald Anderson, who had a hot first half, 19 points, made 5 3-pointers, but after that, not much else.
Genmar Bragay started very slow in our ball game, missing a lot of layups, which are his specialties, but really picked it up in the second half with the absence of Gerald Anderson and Dexter Zamora, who only scored 2 points in the second half.
And the BGC Builders heading into this one, they were missing Gino Humauas, unavailable due to an injury from their game yesterday, but it was more than enough for the likes of Patrick Abahu, Christian Bunyag, Mark Doligon, and our best player of the game, Tosh Sisay. He's standing with our very own Kimberly Mas.
I'm here with a player of the game, Tosh Sisay. Tosh, it was a tight last quarter. What was going on in your head? How did you maintain the composure?
I was just trying to finish the game, go hard. Like my coach said, I just need to go hard and finish the game. That's what was on my mind.
Your teammates have a lot of trust in you. I talked to JR. He says he hopes you can bring them to the finals. What's it like knowing that?
Well, I'm really happy, to have a team that trusts you. That was really good for me. They're always telling me, Tosh, just do your team. So I come out here, I do my game.
I'm sure you have a lot of fans out there, Tosh. Greetings.
Yeah. I want to say shout out to my family and especially to my hometown, Sierra Leone. They're all watching the game, and I want to thank my city, Cebu. I want to thank all my fans and all my teammates for this wonderful game.
Congratulations, Tosh and BGC Builders. Back to you, Stan and Mark.
Thank you very much, Kim. Congratulations to Tosh Sisay. Inspiring performance there. 30 points, 63% from the floor, 19 boards, 6 assists, 2 steals, and that thunderous dunk late in the fourth.
A baptism, so to speak, from Tosh Sisay, punctuating a monster performance here this afternoon.
And the BGC Builders taking this one. They're at 1-1. The third floor, KALOSph Cooly down to 0-2. Stay with us. Our second game is moments away from tipping off. It's the College of St. Benilde Blazers taking on the MFT Fruit Masters. On behalf of Coach Mark Dandan, my name is Stan C. We'll see you again, Hoops fans.